We are celebrating teachers all through the month of April. We've dedicated a week of 8:15 interviews to 5 select teachers and principals who deserve the highlight as well. Today it's Mr. T, not from the A team, but from Jackson R2. Jackson High School's Mr. Michael Tornetto joins me now. Hi, Michael.
Hello, good morning.
How are you?
Oh, I'm great. Enjoying spring.
Oh, my gosh. Tell me about it. I'm just so excited about the next couple of days. So, do you talk in that voice? Did you say, pay the food and then to Mr. T?
Yeah, a lot of kids don't get those references anymore. I'm starting to show my age.
I was wondering if anybody would understand that. All right, so you got that nickname, though. Was it just something the teachers gave you or the kids?
Well, Tornetto's not always the easiest thing to pronounce. I grew up on the hill in St. Louis, little Italian neighborhood, so Mr. T just made things simpler when I was 22 years old.
It really does. All right, so what made you decide to go into teaching?
I really love social studies. I got a passion for history and government and world history especially. I got my master's in it. So I think that enthusiasm for that content and teaching that to kids made teaching just the logical choice for me. Love doing it.
That's so awesome. I loved U.S. history, and my grandson loves geography, so he shows me where things are on a map, and I tell him what happened there because I can't find it on the map, but I know what happened there. So
yeah, the world's definitely gotten smaller. Everything matters more than it ever did now.
Gosh, it's so overwhelming sometimes. All right, so you're at are you at the high school?
Yeah, I teach at Jackson High School. I teach mostly juniors and seniors, and I teach a lot of AP and dual credit classes. So those are college credit classes for students at SEMO, where they take a high stakes test for college credit. And I'm department chair, and I help social studies teachers all the way down to 5th grade. So I wear a lot of hats.
So you're a mentor, a teacher, and a guy who knows a lot of stuff about the world. So that's awesome.
I do my best.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, there are a lot of teachers in Jackson, and you're the one that they chose. So there must be something a little special about you. Do you have a bond with the children?
I'm pretty real with my students. So we try to have fun, and I articulate struggles that I have and challenges and things I'm learning and successes, and I'm happy to experiment in front of them. So I'm very real with high school students, and they're ready for that at that age. They don't really want to be babied or anything anymore. By the time they're in high school, especially looking at college and moving on, they want real answers to real things and real challenges, and they want somebody to talk straight to them. So we have a lot of fun, but I talk straight to them as well.
You're Italian. You don't have a choice.
That's right.
It's just going to come out that way no matter how hard you try. That's why I call it Real Talk with Reagan, because I am incapable of not just saying it like it is. And I love that. I wish I had a teacher like that. Most of them would walk on eggshells and they were afraid to offend anybody or they didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm like, you know what? Sometimes feelings need to get hurt if somebody's doing the wrong thing. So.
Yeah, they want all the guidance they can get, and as much as important as their parents are, they're looking for other adults as well to kind of vet their ideas and thoughts in a safe way, and I'm good for that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you've been there for decades.
I've been there for 20 years. I started when I was 22, and I've been here ever since. I plan to retire here as well. I got another 10 years to go. Not as common in education as it used to be for a teacher to spend their whole career in one district.
No, it really isn't, and especially, you guys make okay money, but it's not like you're getting rich, so you must really love it.
No, very, very, very challenging. Increasingly so, but very rewarding as well. It's definitely something that matters, that I can say I dedicated my career, my profession to something that really made an impact on the world.
Yeah, especially if you're helping new teachers and people who are looking at teaching and that sort of thing. As a veteran, you're the one that they're going to want to know what's it really like. You can give them a bird's eye view of their future if they come to you.
Yeah, in my old age here, that's kind of been my favorite new role, is mentoring these new teachers, and just the starting as a first-year teacher is a rough thing. There's so many things and so many challenges, and they need to be talked to straight the same way I kind of talk to students. So cutting through things and getting to the stuff that really matters with new teachers is really rewarding, watching them grow and kind of turn into the teacher that I think I am after 20 years.
Well, is it freaking you out, though? Because, once you push 40, you start looking at the new teachers, and they look like they're fourth graders, and you're like, how are you a teacher? You're a You're a little kid.
Yeah, everybody's so young. I was that little kid once. I'm kind of jealous, is how
Yeah,
I feel. I think
no
most
kidding.
often.
Yeah, you should be a girl. Yeah, you see how that feels. All right,
Yeah.
so so if you had to pick a highlight of your career and something that stood out for you, was there a massive achievement or a moment in time where you were just like, I am so glad I did this?
I really enjoyed the praise I got from the Chamber of Commerce when I won Teacher of the Year a couple years ago. They put together a whole kind of professional promo video, and the Chamber and all the business and community leaders really, genuine praise that teachers don't get enough, or sometimes comes off not as, as a handshake and whatnot. And that's all great. We appreciate that. But they really rolled out the red carpet, and that was nice. The other big thing, I think, is just having new teachers tell me thanks. It's just like students, just the genuine, when students are appreciative of a good teacher, which they really are these days, and when these new teachers are super appreciative and I watch them kind of emulate the things I do, that's the most rewarding thing, is just watching others learn from you. Teaching is a very rewarding job.
You're legendary, man. I heard of you before, and then when they said you were the guy, I was like, well, I've never gotten to talk to him, so this will be fun for me too. And I know that a lot of kids struggle with the course of study that you teach.
Yeah. Advanced placement and college credit. I don't pull my punches. I don't give them extra work to do just because. But we get into the real world, and they learn to write, and they learn to think, and they learn to think critically, and I really challenge them. They've got a pass high stakes test that hold them accountable. They're going into careers where they really need to be able to perform. From a K through 12 perspective, they're kind of at the end of the road here. So things aren't theoretical anymore. They're spreading their wings, and they're going out into the real world, and they know it. So they're ready to be challenged. Nobody likes challenges all the time at the moment, but they know that they come out for the better on the other side. So being rigorous and challenging students is definitely part of the gig that makes it a big challenge teaching.
Well, and if you don't do that, they're going to fail.
Right.
You have to. All right. So, world history is an interesting thing. Not everybody can seem to agree on what happened, and I'm not sure why, because we know what happened. It's literally written down. And so all of what's going on in the world right now, you have to just, especially you, having taught it for all these years, you have to just be stopping and going, what are you thinking? I mean, this is what happened. We have to remember it so we don't do it again.
Yeah, a lot of things when things happen in the world, especially for young people, they're all new. They seem like this is the first time that happens, which is not true. History never carbon copies itself, but it's a mirror. You draw on lessons from the past as best you can. You don't carbon copy them perfectly, but be it economic changes or political changes or military or social changes, drawing on that bank of historical knowledge, be it world or history, is the only thing you can use to try and determine wisdom and try and make decisions after weighing out all the different sides and perspectives and facts. And we do a lot of looking at primary sources and secondary sources and just thinking. A lot of people these days, they just don't think first. They jump to the conclusion before thinking and weighing out and deciding. And history is the thing you do to try and learn from things you didn't experience yourself firsthand. You can't learn everything the hard way, so try and use the past to make wise decisions about the present.
You need to make a speech on Facebook where all the experts are about these things so that they understand they weren't there. All right.
Yeah.
Have you ever had, and I always wondered this because you've been teaching for a long time, so a lot of kids are really good at this class. A lot of kids struggle with this class. But have you had one, like a light bulb moment, where all of a sudden the kid just kind of gets it?
Yeah, it's usually come the end of the year. They think about, I'll mention, hey, remember when we did this for the first time at the beginning of the year? Or remember when you first came to me as a sophomore or junior and how hard AP was and how nervous you were? And you complained about the writing and the reading, and, man, it's just so much, Mr. T. And I said, think of all the stuff you know now. Think of how easy it is now comparatively. So it's not me telling them that. They're usually different kids at different points along the year, but you usually see a moment where that adversity, that perseverance, they kind of overcome that, and things that were hard become easier, and they're like, oh, that's supposed to be that way.
Yeah.
They kind of have this notion that smart people, everything's easy for them right off the bat.
Yeah.
And that's not true for any of us, even the smartest. It's all a challenge, and we all learn, and it's part of the process. And that's okay. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, and we're all smart in different ways. That's the part
Yep.
people think just because you're smart,
Absolutely.
you know everything. That's not true. We all have areas of expertise. But, okay, so before I let you go, just one more pick your brain. What would you say to a teacher who's looking at going into the career right now?
I would say we really need you. We really need good teachers. The students need us. The parents of the students need us. Society needs us. You know, from all the points of view. You could look at it from a patriotic perspective, or from a social emotional perspective, or an intellectual perspective. But we need good teachers as much, if not more, than we ever have. So I really encourage new teachers to stick with it, to find the joy and the rewards in the job, to use us mentors to help them kind of troubleshoot the challenges. And remember that it's one of the most important jobs there is. So we really need them.
Yeah. 15 minutes with you, and I already want to vote for you for Teacher of the Year again. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Mr. Tornetto, Michael Tornetto, Mr. T, Jackson R2, Jackson High School, Teacher Appreciation. He's one of the greats. He's a legend in Jackson. Thank you so much for your time being on the air with me today, and thank you for what you've done for the world and for our kids.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.